And obviously, if you're not answering the phone, you're gonna have a sales problem, which is the problem with most small businesses in America. You got to pick up your phone, you got to respond to leads instantly.
While you guys were arguing, I was doing my homework, and I actually called the place with a spoofed phone number twice last week, and 90% of prospects who call and reach voicemail hang up and don't leave a voicemail. So this is obviously a huge problem. I also left you inquiries on their website. I put in my information, and you
This is
really,
over the last week.
oh yeah, last week.
Okay.
So you really need to be responding to those within 5 or 10 seconds, because if the person leaves your website and you still haven't called them back, then they're not even gonna know who's calling them. And I still haven't gotten email back or like anything, like a message like, oh, someone will be with you
So there's
soon.
no automated text that went to you?
Yeah, nothing like that.
Okay.
So
So that's called speed to lead. And we know this. People who call around, they have an actual job to do. They want to get an appointment to go see a venue. And if they get your voicemail, they know, gosh, if they don't even pick up the phone, these people are going to take hours to call back. They just hang up. 90% of people will just hang up. Now, if you ever do this, if you call, who knows what, a dry cleaner or whatever, if they're aggressive, if you call and hang up, do you know within like a minute, let's say they're on the phone, they will call you back and say, I just missed your call. Like that's how aggressive a good business is.
my
They'll
nail
call you
salon
right
does
back.
that all the time.
The nail salon? Well, they didn't call in a whole week back.
Yeah, it's cut.
Which means what? There. Is there issue pricing or is there issue sales?
It's both. Like they have to be able to sell, but if they're leaving a bunch of intake on the table, who knows how high they could raise their prices to? Like they have no idea of how high they can raise their prices before they start to get less customers.
Got it. But you know that you won't know that. See, this is why you have to focus on one choke point. 90% of small businesses have this one choke point. They don't pick up the phone. And why? Small business owners, they get spammed all the time. They get sick of the calls and they're like, and you'll see literally they'll have Google numbers and it'll say, this number does not accept unidentified calls. Like, why would you do that to your customers, right? Deal with the spam, but you're going to have to pick up the phone. And if you miss a call, you got to call them right back. And this is so weird. I talked to a guy who, again, business is struggling, tree service. And I said, how fast do you call people back? He says, right away. I said, what do you mean by right away? How fast do you call people back? He says, if not the same day, it'll be the next day. If a tree falls in my garage, I don't want to solve that problem tomorrow. I want to have that problem solved in the next 5 minutes. And I'm going to keep calling people until I can get someone to agree to come out. And so that's why it's not a 10-minute rule. It's not a 10-hour rule. It's a 5-second rule. When someone gets on your website, you want their phone to ring before they leave your website. Because as soon as they leave the website, they could be on Instagram and then they're like, who's this guy calling me? You just put an inquiry in there, but you forget. Your mind just goes to the next thing and you forgot you put that inquiry in. And you're literally, we had a law firm that lost 30% of their sales in a single day. They usually do like 70 or 100 intakes. Their sales dropped 30% that day because there was a 3-minute delay on their form sending leads to their intake team. And so just a 3-minute delay can dramatically cut your sales. How much this lady doesn't call back in a week? So their choke point, I think, would you guys agree, is she needs to answer the phone.
I agree.
Now, is it possible that when sales recover, that suddenly we get all these bookings and now we're thinking, wait a minute, we're running out of dates, we need to double our prices? I'd be all in favor of that.
Yeah.
But you got to fix the sales problem first.